Hey everyone, so I've been using the Jabra Evolve 75 headset for about 7 months now for my teleworking, and now I'm ready to tell you all about the good and the not so good. But starting off with the design. It's compact, it's lightweight, and it is mostly plastic. However, everything is enclosed, and the build overall definitely does point to a premium headset. Unlike other cheap $20 headsets that have exposed wires everywhere, the microphone just covered by foam, this is a really premium headset. The headband is expandable and it's padded with rubber. The rubber does attract a bit of lint and dust, but it's very easy to clean. The ear pads are plus protein leather with mesh in the center. It's not memory foam, but it's still quite comfortable and thus far has held up very well. The ear cups do tilt a little bit so you can conform to different head shapes, and it swivels 90 degrees to sit flat, which is how you have to position it to put it into the case. And that, yes, you have to position the mic exactly like that. And speaking of that little boom mic that sticks magnetically to the headband when not in use, it is limited only in one direction, so you can only use it on your right side. Flipping it up automatically mutes the microphone, which is a really handy feature. Use it all the time. Flipping it down automatically unmutes if it is paired with a compatible computer software like Microsoft Teams. And with the title of this video, the MS stands for Microsoft, so my version is decked out, programmed to work seamlessly with Microsoft products. But I have had issues when I was using it on Windows 7 PC, so I would say for the best experience, use it on a Windows 10 or above PC. And it does work with Mac, but you also want to be on some of the newer versions of Mac OS as well. Overall, this is a super useful feature. The one caveat is that when it's magnetically attached to the headset, it's not able to rotate that particular ear cup, which is just a little bit annoying if you wanted the headset to be laying flat. Another design feature is this red busy light ring that's on both sides of the headset, hopefully to indicate to your coworkers or anybody who's walking past you that you are in a call and to not disturb you. It will also flash if you're getting an incoming call to alert you if you're not wearing your headset. But if you find this feature annoying, you can turn it off. Now moving on to fit and comfort, especially for headsets, this is very important. If you're taking calls all day, you want a headset that's comfortable that you can wear all day long. Now these are on-ear headphones, so comfort won't be as good as over-ear headphones. And from my experience, it can actually vary for some reason. So some days I can work an entire work day without feeling any kind of fatigue. I can just wear it no problem. But other days, I can barely wear it for an hour. I feel like there's too much pressure on the top of my head sometimes, or too much clamping on my ears. I can't really give you a logical explanation for it, but just as a data point, I do have a pretty narrow, small head. Perhaps I could have benefited from a headband that's a little bit wider. But now moving on to the controls and features of this headset, and it is pretty jam-packed. It's able to connect up to 2 devices at the same time and switch between the two, so you have to either have a laptop using that USB dongle plus a Bluetooth device like your smartphone, or you can have 2 Bluetooth devices. So you could theoretically connect to your Bluetooth-enabled laptop as well as your smartphone. However, I found my experience using 2 Bluetooth devices wasn't so great, as switching between the two isn't as seamless as a laptop with the dongle and a Bluetooth device, and it also loses some of the functionality that you would otherwise get using that dongle. You turn on and off the headset with this little switch on the right ear cup, and pushing it to the farthest will enable the Bluetooth pairing prompt. Another button on the side of the right ear cup is this mute button. It has 3 different functions. It can also enable your voice assistant like Siri on your phone, or disable the built-in voice prompt that is by default on when you get the headset. Then there are 3 more buttons on the main face of the right ear cup, the middle one being the multifunction button. You can switch between devices and modes using this button, pick up, drop calls, play, pause your music, only for the Bluetooth device though, not for the PC. Also exclusive for the Bluetooth device is the volume controls as well as the skip and previous track controls. The left ear cup only has 2 buttons. One is on the side, which is for activating or disabling active noise cancellation, and then the middle button on the face will amplify the sound around you so that you can hear your ambient environment, which is very handy. I would say the buttons are very easy to press, and the controls, in my opinion, are pretty intuitive. But don't worry, there is that voice prompt that will help you with certain functions if you do have it enabled.
Smartphone connected. 2 devices connected.
Some things missing that I would have liked in a headset would be an option for plug and play. So there's no port here to plug in a 3.5mm headphone cord auxiliary cable for wired listening. And like I said earlier, a lot of the playback controls are limited only on the Bluetooth device. So it's hard pressed to get the same functionality if you're using it to control your computer. Now, there are definitely a host of LED indicators on this device, as well as its USB dongle, which is called the Jabra Link 370. The design is very peculiar. It's trying to be very slim as possible, even though it's still using the traditional USB-A size and not the newer USB Type-C. But the part that sticks out of the computer is so thin that I'm sometimes paranoid that I might just break it if I'm not too careful with it. Wish they just made it a little bit chunkier. I wouldn't have mind. It does have a nice little LED built into it to let you know quite a few different statuses. Because the original Jabra Evolve 75 didn't come with this particular dongle, the manual for telling you what each of the LED indicators mean is in a separate manual. So I took a snippet from that manual, and these are all of the definitions of the indicator. And there are quite a few of them, and it can get confusing on paper. So the gist of it is, if it's a dark blue color, it's connected to your Bluetooth device, and any button presses on the headset will be controlling that. If it's a light blue color, that means it is connected to your PC, and any button presses on your headset will be controlling that, as long as it's not in conferencing mode, which is indicated by green or red LEDs. Green being that it thinks that you're in some kind of conference mode and your microphone is unmuted. Red is if it thinks that you're in conferencing mode and your microphone is muted. And of course, if the LED is completely off, that means your headset is not going to be able to control any of your devices. In terms of charging and battery life, it charges using the older micro USB connection. Wish it was USB Type-C in this day and age, but we're still stuck with that. Battery life, however, is still very good. With a full charge, I can get through a full 8-hour workday and then some more. And there's no quick charge feature, but you can still use the device when it's plugged in for charging, which is very handy. Now let's talk about some really important features of this headset: the sound quality, the microphone quality, and the noise cancellation quality. So in terms of sound, it's just okay. It's enough to get by with listening to some tunes when you're not on a call, but it's definitely not built for music. So don't expect audiophile quality or Sony or Bose quality headphones, even though this is a pretty pricey headset. Now in terms of mic quality, this is where the headset shines. So now from mic test, I'm speaking directly into the Jabra headset right now. Previously I was talking through my Blue Yeti microphone, so you hear a little bit difference in audio quality. This isn't as studio grade as, of course, a dedicated mic, but what's great about this headset I want to demonstrate in just a minute is how clear my voice still comes through with ambient noise. So right now there's no noise going on. However, just for an extreme sound test, I'm going to turn on the exhaust fan here. So my face is right up against this exhaust fan, but my voice should still be coming through quite clearly. You might hear a little bit of warbling in the background, but of course, most likely you won't be in such a noisy environment. You'll probably be at least a few feet away. So my voice should still be coming through really well. Now, as a sound comparison, if you were not to use a microphone so close to your mouth like this in a high quality headset like this is what you would sound like. Okay, mic away on the headset. I'm just using the microphone from my laptop here, which is probably what most of you are set up with. So that obviously there's no noise cancellation and it's not close to my mouth with the computer microphone. So if I were to get really close to this sound source just as an extreme test, you probably can't hear my voice very clearly at all. Okay, mic back down, speaking through the Jabra headset now. Hopefully you can hear the clear difference, clear winner here in terms of the sound isolation. These still aren't great for singing recordings. I wouldn't use it for those purposes, but for conversations and maybe even for podcasts, these are fantastic. And then for its active noise cancellation feature, again, don't expect Bose or Sony quality here, but it definitely is noticeable when it's off, so I do appreciate it, and it is something that I would expect at this price range. And if you saw my unboxing video, you know it comes with pretty bare minimum accessories. It does come with a nice semi-hard case with pockets to fit a micro charging cable, with that USB-A dongle, and if you do order one bundled with a charging stand, that's something you can also get it with. Mine didn't come with it. I personally don't think I really needed it, so just as an FYI if you do see product photos with it and a charging stand. But overall, I really do like this headset. I like the form factor. I think it's really one of the best headsets out there that you can get in this price range. It does all the things that you would want in a headset for like work calls, conferencing, and a little bit more. There are a little bit gripes that I would want to have included, like playback controls with the PC as well, and then of course more modern technology built in, Bluetooth 5.2, USB for charging, as well as the dongle connection. My company did sponsor this headset for me, so I didn't pay anything out of pocket, but if I were in the market for a headset, I think this would be a very good candidate.